This episode of Flagrant Foul is brought to you by Dog Pound Therapy, the first online counseling service exclusively for Cleveland Browns fans. Whether you're processing another QB experiment or just trying to believe that next year's draft class or a licensed therapist have you covered, Dog Pound Therapy, because maybe next year is a no treatment plan.
Run this out. Run this out. Yeah. Hey, Cleveland roots with a reckless style. Taste so bold that a flagrant foul. Abs on the ice, Notre Dame pride. Wrestling talk pop culture ride from Rich to Nate. It's full court wow. Say back press play. It's flagrant foul. Yeah. It's flagrant foul.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode 11 of Flagrant Foul. Apologize for the technical difficulties. We're not too sure exactly what was going on Monday, but it put a bit of a damper on our recording plans, but we're back nonetheless, so it's all right. What's going on, Rich?
Yeah, the interwebs tried to keep us from our people, but we persevered, got through it. You know, and as we say, you know, in this now 11 episode journey, if we didn't have some quirks and kinks and technical difficulties, would it really be a podcast? I don't know. So before we get into our stuff, some exciting news this week anyway. We did launch our website, flagrantfoulwithrichandnate.com. So go there, check it out. You can see past episodes, and we'll have some other content on there as we go forward. So fun, new, exciting times. So let's get into it. Browns Dolphins, we got something to celebrate. So we're going to call this Victory Wednesday. We pulled it off. Not only did we win, dare I say we blew somebody out. And it was a strange, surreal feeling. I didn't know. I couldn't get used to this. Like, we went through a whole game where I wasn't like screaming, yelling, and going, "You're going to blow it, and this can't be for real," and waiting for like some crazy to play. We just won. We just gate to gate won a game. It was pretty unreal. So what do you think, man?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy to think that there is a team out there that is more down bad than the Cleveland Browns. Watching the first 6 weeks of the season, I'm like, there's no chance that anybody is as poorly run and as terrible as we may be, but it seems the Dolphins might have us beat. Not too sure what's going on with, as you mentioned,
Quick
earlier
water
before
spillage.
we started recording. As you mentioned before we started recording, Tua turned the ball over.
Oh my.
And yeah, Mike
He's bad,
McDaniel's
dude.
not too sure what's going on with that guy. He's too worried about like making memes and like creating clips for people to like. He's just giving people content. He's not focused on coaching. He's just trying to say funny stuff to get posted. But
that dude
I'll
looks
take
like
it.
he's just lost in the days of like illegal pharmaceuticals on the sideline. Things went south with him. Like, he was like, we got this young, energetic coach. He's fun to be around. Pretty much like Dolphins people loved him, but everybody else around the league was like, this dude's a jackass. And like now, you know, that's fun until things go south. But he's bad. Tua's terrible. He's really bad. Yeah, it was ugly. So you know what? That's for
What were
the
you gonna say?
Dolphins fan. That's for Dolphins fans to complain about how bad their team is. You know, we're gonna celebrate for 1 week. You know, hope is alive. You know, we got you know, potentially we're back in the thick of things. Who would have thought that we're only 2 games back? Which is, I don't know if that's a testament for the parity in the league or just how bad our division is at the moment. But, you know, we'll get into it later. I think the Steelers are not as good as the record that they're showing, and I think that we have potential to be better than what we've shown with a really kind of dog shit schedule the rest of the way, to be honest with you. So who knows? Crazier things have happened, but yeah.
I
So
think
let's
it's
get
kind of
into
crazy. People are saying like, we don't know who's going to win the Super Bowl right now. Like some years in the past, you're like, okay, this team's killing everybody, but it's like there's not a clear one team that's like leagues above everybody else. So I don't know. It's kind of a toss up, and I feel like any team can be beaten on any day at this point.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, if the NFL is fixed, I did see on some polls like the Chiefs are just automatically gets thrust into the number 1 spot. I think they're still a good team with enough people that have won on it, but am I going to sit there and be like they're the best team in the league? I don't know about that one. I think, you know, there's The Lions look tough right now. The NFC, I think, looks like it has more of the have and have-nots than the AFC does, but the Bills had a couple of weeks, but the Bills are still a good team. There's probably a move out there to be made with a couple of these competing top-tier teams, so we'll see what happens. But, as far as the Browns are concerned, Grant Delpit continues his honestly has been an awesome season for him. He has just been, special teams all over the field on the defense, making plays, was a ball hawk. It's fun to see. He's having a hell of a year, and I think where had some concerns about the secondary going into this year, it's fun seeing him running around out there. Campbell, our new acquisition. There's no way to endear yourself to a new team like a pick six. That was pretty sweet to see. Some nice footwork. He's fun to see. I think he's looked pretty solid, in 2 games. So, thoughts on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I was excited to see Tyson Campbell get that pick six. Was kind of right place at the right time, but we'll take it. Also, Tua was kind of doing his best Oprah Winfrey impression out there with the you get a pick, you get a pick, you get a pick. So hopefully he can keep it up and get some picks against some better teams, but I'll take it. But yeah, defense is goated. I mean, the Miami is not a good team.
Yeah.
And mostly because Tua sucks. I think that they need to move on to Quinn Ewers at this point because they really have nothing to lose. But yeah, defense continues to look good.
Alex Wright had a nice game. He looked good. We'll get off Miles back, but
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure Miles was like on vacation and like maybe he's back now. I don't know. He's bothering me. He like had a great 2 weeks and then just like fell off the face of the earth.
He talked a lot last week, and it's an accountability thing with him, and I'm sure I'll get flamed on this. People will be like, he's triple team, he's a great player, what do you want to do? Like, I hear all that, but again, same things I said last week. He's supposed to be a leader. When he has a bad game, it's excuses. When he does things off the field, he doesn't talk about it. He's quick to point out the issues with the coaches and potentially other, people on the team, but not a lot of accountability. He's infallible. He was MIA for about the first quarter, and then he was in there and making some plays. But, I think there's some other guys that were, Mason Graham had a nice game with some pressures. I thought Alex Wright had a really nice little game. Not to sound condescending, nice little game, but he was wreaking havoc over there. Sunshine looks like a man. He's just like, for a young guy, he's just such a physical dude. Like, I've just seen him a couple times just sort of like lay a little hit at the end of a play, and it's just he's a stud, man. He's going to be fun to watch in the years to come. And I think in Cleveland, you want to get the hearts of the fan base, like be a hard-nosed, hard-hitting linebacker like he is. People are going to love him for a long time to come. So, yeah, they look good. Offensive side of the ball, you're playing a horseshit team. With all that said, Judkins, who I've coined Studkins, I want credit for that. 3 touchdowns, didn't break 100 yards, but he looked good. I would say the runs are somewhat unimaginative, but I won't bag on that too much. I've seen some games where we've been too cute in the running game, and there's those direct runs up the middle and having him show a little patience. They were sort of ready for that, so I wouldn't say he was gashing for huge yardage, but he had a nice little game. Dylan didn't make any big mistakes. We're the beneficiaries of a few calls, head scratchers maybe, I don't know, on a couple drives, but I'll take them because God knows we've gotten shafted going the other direction. So, but I wasn't I think what I saw there was you put some points up against a bad team. The defense helped you out a lot with that. He doesn't look like a guy that in a close game, so a good example is, though they lost the Giants last weekend, and I was ready to flick that game off. And Dart, who was a beneficiary of a questionable PI call, though, people here are crying about the PI call. I don't think it was questionable. I think it was a clear pass interference. You could say he turned his head, but whatever. But, Jackson Dart's going down there making a play and getting him back in it, even though they ended up losing. I just don't feel like that with Dylan. I don't feel like Dylan is going to go and like, hey, I got 2 minutes left. This guy's going to come down and put us where we need to be, and we're going to steal a close game. I don't feel like that with him.
Yeah, I don't either. It's like Many of his passes under 9 yards. He's just really not doing anything, and I understand that we don't have much help. Our receivers are terrible. We need to go out and get Garrett Wilson. Heard there's some rumors around the Browns trade for Garrett Wilson. I would love to see it, and I would kind of give up a lot for him at this point because like we're missing Jerry Judy's a receiver too. We don't have a one. It would be awesome to get a receiver one and see if that
Yeah.
offense can kind of transform. But yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot of help out there, but nonetheless, I still feel like he's not even like trying to push the ball down the field. Like he's sticking to his short routes, his check downs. Like he's just not doing a whole lot.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that the play calling, like who knows if maybe they're telling him not to throw the ball down the field. Like who knows, maybe those are the kind of plays that are getting called, and Stefanski doesn't want him to test that. But I don't know. I just feel like I want to see a little more out of him. I don't feel like we've even really got to see like his full capability because like I don't know. I know he threw 52 passes in the Steelers game, but like they weren't far passes. Like I want to see him launch the ball down the field and just like I don't know. We're never have never been a team to throw the ball down the field. It'd be awesome to like
Well, when
deep
we had
ball to
Baker,
Judy,
we
deep ball
did.
to. I mean, the last deep ball I could think of was Jameis Winston last year to Cedric Tillman in the Ravens game. Like
Yeah.
that's just not the Browns. So like I understand we're a running team, but like it'd be nice to like run 3rd and 1, play action,
Yeah.
50-yard bomb down the like I don't know something. It's boring. Offense is very boring to watch.
It's so what's hard, I think, is like very well we may not have great receivers or we don't have veteran receivers, but I don't even know if I'm ready to say that yet because I don't know that we've seen them get the opportunity. Like I watched a couple plays, particularly when we were in scoring position with Dylan, where he's playing afraid to turn the ball over, so he's getting really conservative, and there were like 2 open guys on the play, so like. Is he giving guys a chance? And, the last couple weeks, I think he's had some balls that fortunately weren't picks that could have been picks
He
that he's tried to squeeze into some spots.
realistically has 5, 6 interceptions that were not caught. I don't know how he's managed to stay alive this long without throwing a pick, but seriously, dude has thrown multiple dangerous passes and he's lucked out. But yeah.
Yeah, and he I think, Dave on our message thread earlier, I think I didn't think about that till after the game, but some of the pro ready, being able to process quickly in that offense. He looks slow, and I don't know if it's like, is he struggling to read and he's seeing some different looks, or now is he starting to play so conservative? Like, I don't even, not now we're at a point like between his not, conservative play and Stefanski, like, is that the offense? Are these plays being called? Like, I do feel like we've had some plays with some shots down the field, but, he's not taking them or he's not hitting the receiver. And that's, I'm not going to harp on it, whatever. I still think we see Shadur at some point. I guess the bad part about that is things are going to have to go south that we don't want them to see Shadur right at the moment, at least in the near future. But we'll see. We have a tough game potentially coming up this week, although I think, their offense, is going to mean a match in the way our defense is playing potentially right now. If we can put up enough points, that's a potential win. And you come off that game and play the lowly Jets. We're sitting on a 3-game win streak going into the bye week. I kind of like where we're at. So, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it was a fun game. It's fun to be on the winning end game for once.
Going back to the play calling, it just reminded me. Whatever, we won this game, great. I'm still on the fire to Kevin Stefanski train. How are you gonna win the toss, elect to receive, and it's raining? We're still gonna receive. Very first play of the game, left-handed quarterback. Let's roll out right. Like that doesn't even make sense. Like
it was bad. Yeah,
that literally makes sense. And he did it twice. They did that twice.
Yeah.
Like, make that make sense.
The first series, I was kind of like, so we're taking the ball and 3 and out. That was
3 and out. Like,
and I was like, this is going to be great.
And then go throw the ball in the trash.
Fortunately, in the battle of who can be shittier on this Sunday, the Dolphins were up to the challenge and went out there, which is pretty absolutely horrible. But I don't know. It was. I'm trying to be positive. And for one more week, they give us hope. That's what the Browns do to us, right? So there's some apprehension as we go forward. You're like, yeah, we're still in it, but the real Browns are going to show back up. I am going to shout out Joel Bitonio. I know I've been kind of critical of the offensive line, rightfully so, but I would say he has been a little bit of a constant. He just passed up old Joe Thomas for I think it was most consecutive games
Most
played.
starts or some
I think it was
games or
consecutive games
starts or
play, which
something.
that's a huge mark, and he's been solid, consistent, and as critical as we have been about some guys that just cannot get on the field. He's not one of them. I've seen him play banged up. Um, I want to see heart like that and some other players on this team. So, good job to him. That was great. Andre Smith, after that first week that we were so angry with him, I think that dude deserves a lot of credit because I'm sure he was really feeling it after the Cincinnati game. And I'm not saying he's been perfect, but he's been very consistent. And I see no apprehension to pull the trigger and put him out there and let him take these kicks. And, he's done a really good job. So it's kind of been awesome to see.
Especially in the conditions this past weekend. Weather was not great. Wind was supposed to be crazy. I don't think it was as bad as they said it was going to be, but made all those kicks still.
Look, he's a guy that needs some confidence and a fan base behind it. So I'm gifting this to the fan base. We need to start a section, the Schmidt heads. I think he would love that. So you folks get on that. Let's get some banners made. Let's pump the young kid up. Maybe he can be the next Phil Dawson for us for the next several years. So he's just got to get to the out of that stadium, then he can go kick in a dome and not have to worry about the swirling winds and stuff. So we'll see. We already kind of covered the Tua McDaniels, but I think, man, bad times ahead for them. I think Tua's done. I think you need to find a coach. Their star receiver doesn't want to be there and is happy about his leg break. You got your hopes and dreams and Quinn Ewers. He's not great, although he looked better than Tua. I did see McDaniel give him the cold shoulder after I thought he went out there and made a couple plays, and then McDaniel was just so despondent after that, didn't even recognize his young quarterback. So whichever. But yeah, this week, not as many rants. There's not a lot to get into. I think there's some positive. We got some bad teams coming up in this second part of the season. And if we really, what I see, if we can win the games that I truly think we can, and maybe 1/2 win a game we can't. I legitimately think they could sneak themselves to 10 wins. So we're just gonna have to see. It appeared like guys played. You can attribute that to a bad team, but it didn't look like, at least right now, Stefanski's completely lost the locker room. So um, I gotta jump in, just kind of going around the league. Flacco to the Bengals. I was like, oh, you trade him within the division. The real Joe will show up at some point. So let's not get all high and mighty because Joe went in won one game. I think ultimately we were all calling for the future anyway. We're not winning a Super Bowl with Flacco. We got something for him, and if nothing else, he beats the Steelers for us. So, that's fine. Let Joe go play somewhere else. But just because Joe went and had one huge game, he lives and dies by that. And when things are grooving for him and he has two elite receivers, he's going to put up some games. But when the pressure's on and he needs to start making some plays, you're gonna see the turnovers. So everybody pump their brakes on freaking out. I'm not a Andrew Berry fan. I want to see him go. I'm not a Paul Depot guy. I want to see him go. You've heard my comments on Haslam and Stefanski, but for this week, that trade there's nothing wrong with that. Get him out of here. A couple other games around the league. I think, Giants blew it. I hate the Broncos, so it was super irritating to me that they couldn't pull that off. So whatever, but they got two young guys that are bringing a lot of excitement to that team. So I don't know. What do you think about Giants, man?
I also hate the Broncos as much as you do.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that we were the Giants right now. It feels like they're having their Baker Nick Chubb moment right now, and I
That
wish
sounds
that
right.
that was going on here because their team just seems fun. They seem to have a good atmosphere, good culture, and I think you need a guy like Scatabo that just like all he cares about is winning football games. So like give himself CTE in the process, but he's just excited to
I
be
think
there
he
and win
already had
games.
it. He might already
Oh
have it.
yeah,
He
he's
might be
like
like reversing
headbutting
the
brick
process.
walls and like I don't know, but like those are the kind of guys you need to like turn a program
Yeah.
around, and I think that that's what they needed. Be great if we had some guys like that in Cleveland, but
I
it's all
sort of
right.
think we have some young guys that are really exciting, and
I
like what
do
you're
get the
seeing
vibes
there
that the
is,
draft class is kind of trying to do something. It seems like they have
yeah,
some camaraderie and
the
whatnot,
Browns,
but
that is, right? The
yeah, I
Browns.
do feel like our
Yeah.
Browns draft class this year is not as exciting, like personality wise, as Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo, but I do feel there's a little bit of that going on here.
I mean, the Giants don't have a great record, but they're fun and they're a competitive team and they're young and there's excitement for the future. It's kind of how I feel if Shador was in and he's starting to play and make plays on the field. Does that mean he's perfect? Does that mean we're going anywhere? Just you see a trend to, you already said it, like the Baker days. Like we got a good young guy, we got some other young pieces around them. They're fun, they're exciting. This is their team now. They're trying to change the culture and gives us something to be excited about going forward. I mean, I'll admit, Dylan's taken some probably more criticism because they took Shador. But if I'm just not hurting feelings, yeah, he's not the long term guy, right? So like I'm ready to move towards that, and we'll see what happens. Other quick hitters, Jets are horrible. Jets are actually they may be worse than the 0-16 Browns of a few years ago. They're pretty terrible.
What is their record now? 0 and
Go-
7.
yeah, but I mean, like the amount you think our offense is inept. The Jets are bad, and then you got
Here's the thing: the Browns went 0 and 16 and were bad, and the year after we had Tyrod Taylor try to turn around with Baker, and how that was 2018 when we had him, and now he's like playing for the Jets. Like, how old is he? I don't understand that. He's terrible, and it's like I saw a thing that like I think Justin Fields was hurt, and that's why Tyrod Taylor was playing a little bit, and then um now Tyrod Taylor's hurt and like people are mad because Justin Fields has to play again. I don't know if that's like how Jets fans are feeling, but I saw that on Instagram where people are like, RIP Jets fans, they have to watch Justin Fields play again. Like
he's
how
pretty
down bad
bad.
are they that they want to see Tyrod Taylor play?
Taylor. He's
I don't
pretty
get it.
bad, but fortunately for them, they're going to have probably their pick of a quarterback to build around next year. I don't know. Between New York, the Giants and the Jets, like the Giants have built some teams that kind of get over the hump. I think that's a hard place to play, and it's a critical fan base. But the Jets, man, oof, this is year over year of just not kind of getting through. But Colts, man, the
Mhm.
Colts are for real. So we talked earlier about there doesn't really seem to be any set teams. Colts might be it. I just think we didn't think that they were going to be the juggernaut that they're sort of looking to be. But the Colts are a damn good football team right now. So
Mhm.
they're one to keep an eye out on. The Jags, I mean, I'm all for the Jags losing. Hunter finally, got a touchdown, but I think overall he's looked mid. That team down there is mid, but that's good news for us. We'll take that high pick.
We really need them to lose out so we can get a good pick.
Yeah, for sure.
So hopefully the wheels fall off.
So I think I need to get into this and address this before I talk any more Browns or go on to next week's game. But we talked about it earlier in the earlier episode about Johnny Manziel, and so here's my take on Johnny Manziel. Like you were buns, you went away, you were a complete train wreck. You bounced around several different leagues because you're not good. Nobody wanted you. Then you decided to go into podcasting. Okay? And now you're talking about your past, and you had Joe on. Joe tried to hold you accountable. Dude, you can not like Cleveland, but you were shit. And you fell in the draft, and no one wanted you. And we took you, and then you made comments like, let's wreck this league. And then you didn't take it serious, and you half assed it. This is a passionate fan base. Like, We want people that care. We'll put up with a lot if you care, but you didn't care and you sucked, and now you want to come around and talk shit about Cleveland, and you hate Cleveland and you wish the worst for Cleveland, all that. F you, dude. Like, you're a piece of crap. I'm tired of seeing you at games, at college football games, and you think you're a tough guy trying to bow up on people because they're talking crap at you. Own it. You're an idiot. You were an idiot. You partied. You proved nothing to nobody other than that you were a burnout. And you're back out in the media and you're running your mouth. So, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. People are going to talk crap to you. And you can start talking about Cleveland. Like, I can tell you right now, for as much as you hate Cleveland, it's a millionfold coming back at you. They couldn't give a shit about you. They wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. You suck. So I'm not going to burn any more calories on Johnny Manziel because he means nothing to us in the city of champions that is Cleveland, Ohio. But I'll give you your take. Do you want to get in a couple shots before we RIP Johnny Manziel talk on this podcast?
I can understand the, like, I know that the Browns are a dysfunctional football team, and there's definitely better places to be drafted and better situations to be put in. With that being said, like, Baker came in and he did well. He like changed the culture. He won football games, took us to the playoffs, and um that was a team coming off of a 1-15, 0-16 seasons, and he was able to kind of turn it around. So with that being said, like, you didn't try whatsoever, like, going to your point of the not caring.
Mm-hmm.
Not only did you not care, like, again, going to Vegas like the day before a football game, watching 0 seconds of film. He didn't watch any film. Like, that works in college football because you're playing against. There's a reason why everybody doesn't go to the NFL. Like,
Mm-hmm.
every team you're playing isn't fantastic. Like, those childish, I guess, habits worked in college football, but like, there's a reason why people make it in the NFL and some people don't. Like, you actually have to, like, try.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever, he's buns. It's in the past. I don't even know why he's still talking. No one in Cleveland's talking about you. We don't care. You sucked and you're gone. Like, I don't know why you're talking about us.
Well, to your point, there may have been some more squared away organizations at the time, but guess what? 21 of them passed on you and didn't want anything to do with you. And number 22, the Cleveland Browns, did want something to do with you. And if you're good and you're a leader, you're a quarterback, you'll be the face of the team, and you'll change the culture. For, I'm not saying a lot of people, because he gets a lot of hate there, but for some of these quarterbacks that come in highly touted, that's a Heisman Trophy winner, and we supported him while he was here, and he was pulling that bullshit behind the scenes. You have another guy that fell to the 5th round that we currently have on the roster, and he's been nothing but be appreciative. All these videos of him working at BW, the reports of him coming in early, staying late, working with different coaches, evolving out in the community, having, barbecues for apartment complexes that are burning down, showing up at high school football games. He's giving a car away to somebody who's writing basically their story of, like, hardship, and he's trying to make their life easier. We got a guy coming in showing that much effort, putting that much work in, that thought he might have been a 1st-round pick that was a 5th-round pick, and that's what he's doing. That's how he's responding. That's a leader. That's a guy with character. That's somebody I want on my team. And all we hear about is, he got a speeding ticket. Meanwhile, Miles has got 100 speeding tickets. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. And he can do nothing but throw his teammates under the bus. So I think people need to start looking in the mirror. I'm tired of the Shadur hate talk. Shut up. He wants to be in Cleveland. He seems like he loves the city of Cleveland. I think he started there and was successful. He would be nothing but a beloved character in Cleveland. He would love the city as much as they would love him if he was a winner. And, Johnny's all about him. So whatever. I'm over it. I'm moving on from the Johnny Manziel. So preview next week. We got Pats. We got should have been our future coach, Mike Vrabel. We're coming in. You can expect the defense to be tough. They have the quarterback situation figured out. This is going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game in New England. But if you asked me a few weeks ago, I'd have been like, that's an L. I think we can win this game.
I haven't really watched that much of the Patriots, so I don't know. I think they're 5-2. I'm not feeling too confident. I think that they're a fairly solid football team. I don't know. It would put us in a great position if we could get a win here, but I'm not feeling too amazing about it. But
We're going to be fine. We're back on a winning path. We got to stay. This is our life as a Browns fan. We got to overreact when they win, and we got to overreact when they lose. It's the end of the world. Let me look at this real quick. We'll talk about their schedule coming up for the rest of the year. They got, will they do it? Can they get some offense? I don't know. But we got Pats, tough game. You got Jets. That's a winnable game. We got Ravens. I expect the Ravens to be better than the 1-5 that they are, but that game is at home, and they are 1-5, winnable. Raiders, winnable. 49ers could be a tough game, and it's in San Francisco, so that's a tough East Coast going to West Coast trip. Titans, not good. Bears, I don't care that they're 4-2. They're a terrible team. Bills will be tough. Steelers at home. We always find a way to win one of those Steelers games and then finish up with the Bengals. By then, Flacco will be dishing out INTs all over the field unless Joe happens to be back by then. But, we own Joe. So that doesn't worry me too terribly much, even though he won the first game of the year. But that was more of a Browns loss than it was a Joe Burrow's win, I would say, on that first one. So positive signs going ahead. Yeah, we'll see it. So before we move on, we got a little fun game we're going to introduce. So we call this one Shred It or Forget It. And basically, as you've seen over the past several years, there's no shortage of air guitar playing on meaningless third down, fourth down stops and blowout games against us by our defense. So, we love to play some air guitar. We probably divided our air guitar screen time by 50% by shipping Greg out. He loved to play him some air guitar, but for our game, Shred It or Forget It. Basically, I'm going to throw out 3 questions, 3 scenarios. I want you to tell me if this is air guitar worthy or not. So this week, timely one. We got Browns defense forces a safety on Drake May. Air guitar, do you need more information on this one?
Denzel Ward gets the sack. You better believe an air guitar is coming. Myles Garrett gets the sack. He's going to hit his dumb little whatever that is. I could go either way. Depends on if the secondary or the line gets the sack.
Is it air guitar worthy? My take would be, if we're within 2 scores and we're getting a safety and the ball back, and there's not like under a minute in the game, air guitar all day. If the game's in hand by the Pats, I want to see no air guitars. Will there be an air guitar? Likelihood
yes
is high to
Forecast
be rating air
is
guitar.
saying 100% possibility of air guitar.
Yes. I'm going to add some extras to this one. I'm going to give you a little bit more broader picture. Scenario 2, Myles, 3 sacks in this game and a loss. Fourth quarter, meaningless. Game's out of hand. He gets his 3rd sack. Is this air guitar worthy?
So yeah, I haven't seen Myles do much air guitaring. So
I'm not saying whether he's the guy. Is it worthy of an air guitar?
No. Is it going to happen?
Yes.
But it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. If you're air guitaring, you may as well pack your stuff and get out of here. But
here's my
this
two
is what's going to
cents.
happen. I say we lose that game, and he has 3 sacks and does the air guitar. It doesn't matter. It's Myles Garrett. Kevin Stefanski will be like, "Oh, Kevin, how do you feel about Myles doing an air guitar celebration when the game was totally out of reach? We just got to be better." So doesn't matter. You could be down 100-0 in air guitar, 15-yard rush shoelace tackle that was going to the crib. And you're not going anywhere because we have no heart. We have no backbone in Cleveland. So.
Yeah. I would say if Myles was Joe Thomas with that heart, character, and selfless, I would say team plays really bad. He has a 3-sack game. Go ahead, you play your air guitar. Based off of previous comments around wanting to win and taking the money and throwing your team under the bus a little bit, no air guitar. Before this last one's a layup beforehand. I want to throw out a scenario for you. I would like you to just do a little impression for me. So I'll be playing the part of Cleveland reporter. Post game, we lose by one score. There's several questionable offensive calls in this game by us from the play calling standpoint, and we go. So Kevin, with 5 minutes left in the game, and you had 3 timeouts, you chose to go for it after the offsides play, and it was 4th and 20. You had all your timeouts. Your thoughts on that going forward? How will you fix that?
Yeah, really what it boils down to at the end of the day is in order to start winning, you got to stop losing. And the best way for us to shift our focus to stop losing is we just got to be better.
Where exactly do we need to be better, Coach?
Going back to just like the Browns need to be a better team. Like, that's just really we just got to be better.
So I think we have the right man at the helm. He definitely has it figured out. That couldn't be answered any better. Thanks.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. So anyway, that's a good impression, man. It's pretty good. Third one. This is an easy one, and the Browns win. To no doing of our own. There's multiple weather related, mixed extra point. We have a couple lucky plays, and then we just accidentally win on a missed Pats field goal. Air guitar? No air guitar.
If this was on DraftKings, I am betting my entire life savings that there are over 5 players air guitaring on the field while the kick is in the air. The kick's still in the air. And Denzel Ward's out there.
I say, do I allow an air guitar? Yes. I say that's a horrible way to win, but it's Cleveland, and 2-game win streaks are rare. It's particularly on the road. So play away, straight away, throw some air drums in there. I have no problem with that. And you bring up an excellent point here, because I don't think this is available on any of the major betting platforms. So maybe Flagrant Foul needs to get on this when we launch our betting app here in a couple years. But we'll do air guitar prop bets. Do the over under on air guitars. What quarter, player? We're gonna have just full on air guitar parlays. I have over 3 air guitars, one by Denzel Ward. It will be at the beginning of the 4th quarter. And will we be losing? That would be an awesome prop bet. That's a win, though. I think we might lose too much money on that, but
I think that Kevin needs to implement a little bit of Key and Peele action. 2 air guitars is cool. 3rd one, you're benched. You only get 2 air guitars per game.
He just has a look with his Denny's menu when he's over there doing plays, and you see the defense. We're 2 air guitars in, and they're Kevin's going, "Don't you do it?" And you just see him go, "You're benched. Get out of the game." That'd be great. But yeah, I can see it. We're great at that. We lead the league in air guitars played and blowout losses.
Absolutely.
So. But again, we could be challenged the rest of the year because we did ship Greg off to Jacksonville. So, depending on how they finish up their year, I could see, definitely down in the Florida sun, some definitely rocking out the fake Fender Strat. So whatever, you do you, Greg. But all right, more good news. ND. They made it interesting, but we got the dub over USC. Funny. I don't know if you saw it. Did you see the picture over the weekend? Tell me, this is I don't even want to talk about his play. Nothing. Caleb Williams. Did you see Caleb Williams with a Notre Dame jersey on? Dude, I would go jump off the closest building before I put a Steelers jersey on or an opposing team's jersey.
You lost the bet.
I don't care. You don't make that bet. You're wearing a freaking Notre Dame jersey and you're supposedly
people
USC.
do it in the NFL all the time. I can't remember who.
It's not whether you do or do it and he's alone. You don't make that bet. Those colors don't run,
Everybody.
Ricky. Come
Jerry
on.
Jeudy and Cedric Tillman did the same thing, and Cedric Tillman had to wear Alabama stuff. I saw it today.
Yeah. And where is he right now? Yeah, because that's called karma, but you don't do it. But anyway, we were on it. We got 13 in the coaches poll, 12. I don't love that position. Theoretically, we're in, I believe,
We got to
the
get to
kind of
11, I think, because the
is
12th
it the
spot,
conference champ?
I don't know, because it's different than last year. I can't remember.
Isn't there 5
I
conference
mean,
champs that get in? But
I don't
potentially, if
know
you
if
have
there's
one,
guarantee. I thought it was just maybe it is conference champion. That's why the 12th spot is saved for like I think it's group of 5 teams or what they're
right?
called.
Unless
Um,
those 5 champs happen to be
in the
higher
top,
than 12.
yeah.
So the long and short of it is, though, I think the schedule
If they
is
win
not
out,
great.
they're gonna
They'll be
be
fine. Like they
they'll
have
yeah.
like Navy's not good, but Navy has a good record. Pitt, I think it'd be a Pitt, and I believe they have Cuse. I think those are decent wins that they could get under the belt. So they have a couple okay teams that they're going to play. If they win out, they will be fine. And there's going to be some more turmoil at the top. So potentially, I got to think. So if Oregon already sitting with the loss gets in a conference championship and takes a shellacking. I don't know if that'll be enough to get them out of 12, but there's some things that can happen with the conference championship. So I think they're sitting in a good position. The number 1 player in the country, what's his name? Jeremiah Love, looking good yet again, getting the ball. Jadarian Price, what do you call him? What do you say?
Death taxes and Jeremiah Price touchdowns they're guaranteed.
Jadarian
What I call him?
Price. I got to
What I
fix you for once on your name.
Did I call him Jeremiah Price? Their names are too similar. Too similar.
Well, the thing is, you have 2 amazing backs, and we're just like they both have J first names, and we're gonna cross them up. But the bottom line is, he exists to score touchdowns. His 101-yarder return was
literally
dope.
Every time he touches the ball, Jadarian Price is in the end zone. It's insane. It doesn't matter where he's at on the field. Like he's getting in the end zone. They're like, how would it feel to be the team playing Notre Dame? You're like, oh, finally, Jeremiah Love's coming off the field. Jadarian Price first play.
I know.
Peace out.
I think they were like,
goodbye,
he's number 1
on
on any team in the country that doesn't have Jeremiah Love, but things look good. I think potentially, so Love will be gone. Price will still be there next year, and I know that
I saw something that. What grade is Jadarian Price in? I thought that he might be getting drafted as well.
Well, I know the 5-star that had committed to Penn State that was decommitted, and it was in ND over 2 weekends ago. So I think the future is bright on for running backs potentially being there. Is he a senior?
No, he's a junior. I guess he could go to the draft, but if he didn't, that'd be sweet.
I think he stays. We go back-to-back Heismans. While
Jeremiah Love is a junior, and Jeremiah Love is getting drafted. So
yeah, I think though, well, who knows? With way running backs are getting drafted right now. I mean, potentially, I think they're going to be a stronger team next year. I think he could improve his draft stock if Price comes out, stays 1 more year. So,
dude, Jeremiah Love, 750 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns. Jadarian Price, 109 yards, 8 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's insane. We have 17 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, they're absolute studs, and with the schedule they have left, time to pad some stats and make that Heisman case. Yeah, we'll see what's happening. I would say the one thing that I would like to say, and that's 2 weeks in a row, going for it on 4th, and we're just not getting like we got to convert. Whatever. Ultimately, it didn't harm us. But that needs to happen, I think, so Miami losing was not wonderful for us, but some other big winners were, Vandy and BYU were the big ones that kind of jumped up. Tech and Tennessee, big losers over the weekend, but I think you're going to see more of that, and Notre Dame just needs to handle business. Do I think they get in and they're going to be national champ? Crazier things are happening. As much as it pains me to say Ohio State is a very good team, and who knows, it's going to be tough, but I think anything could happen if we get in. So, and the way this year started, if we make the playoff and at least get a dub under our belt going into next year, I think that's a pretty great season for us. So, we'll take that as a dub. But and then I guess other ones were ASU, I don't know, or the big Texas Tech victory. LSU, Brian Kelly's such a schmuck. I love seeing them lose so much. His act's growing tired quickly, so he's going to end up being the Tar Heels coach after they jettison him and Billy gets booted. I'm
You
just trying to
think?
pick somewhere for him to get. No, he's not. I don't know where he'll go, but I think his act is growing thin. That's always the thing with Brian Kelly. It's like he makes the off-field appearances that he's this big rah-rah guy till things go south, and then you see the true Brian Kelly come out, blame other people, and being assholes. So, whatever. Forget that guy. Um, well, I had this on here. We'll transition away from football a little bit. I had this, which actually started yesterday, and NBA season kicked off. Cavs are tonight against the Knicks, so I don't know. NBA getting ready to go. Not too much to talk about there. How are you excited for the season?
Cavs are winning it all. There's no way they don't. Donovan
You think?
Mitchell, MVP. Evan Mobley, Defensive Player of the Year. Cleveland's getting another chip. And we're going to trade for LeBron like midway through the season.
You,
So,
you think, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't even need him. There's literally no way they don't win it this year. It's time.
LeBron's going to trade over a couple bottles of Hennessy, like his announcement. That's about it. But it would be good. It'd be time. Cleveland needs a winner. Happy with what the guards did at the end of the year, but we need to add a little more juice. Have a big Cavs year. Thinking about, they ran into the Pacers. Just sort of had the perfect game plan for them last year. So hopefully we've learned, moved on. We've got a little stronger. Yeah. So that game kicks off tonight. I'm gonna guess that's a 7 o'clock tip, but. Don't know. You watching?
I don't know what it would be on. Might be on like TNT something.
Yeah.
Let's look. It's at 7 in New York. I don't know what it's on. I may tap
Actually,
in.
didn't they change? Isn't ESPN take over the broadcast?
So it looks like it's on ESPN.
Yeah, I think they took over. Season starts, something else to get excited about. Avs, the season they've had about as good a start as I think you could possibly hope. The Avalanche, they're 5-0-2, I believe, sitting atop the
Did they
Central
lose in
right
overtime
now.
last night?
Lost in overtime. I wouldn't say it was Wedgie's best game, but I'm not going to put it all on Wedgie. I mean, the dude's played all of the starts. It's definitely, I think we're going to see, I believe they have the Devils, and then who else do they have coming in right after that? But I believe they have, I don't know if we'll see Blackwood for the next start, but I think we'll see him within the next 2 starts. They canceled his conditioning assignment down in with the Eagles, so I think he's about ready to come back. I think Wedgie could use a little breather. They were a little sloppy with the puck, which, honestly, they're sitting on top of the Central. Look at some teams like Dallas is not off to a great start. Utah's a scrappy team, but they don't scare me too much. But, 12 points out of, 7 games, I guess. That's not a bad start for them. They'll get better. When you have an offense that we have some new lines, some players getting used to each other, some of the defensive pairings are getting used to each other, but we also have a defense that they're going to jump up into the rush a lot. So we're going to get sloppy from time to time while they're figuring it out. They'll be 100% fine. That's the style we play. I liken their game a little to my childhood favorite 80s Oilers team. You just need a goalie to come up with big saves at the right time because we're going to put points on the board. And that's the style of play. When we're not a grind you out, win a 1-0, 2-1 game. Like we're a highlight reel team that's going to put up a lot of pucks. And then when the game winds on and we've scored enough, we need a goalie that can tighten up and come up with those big third period saves. So they'll be fine. Wedgie don't have a loss. To get a point away from the 2 games that we didn't outright win, that's not a bad way to start the year. Netchus, Mac look absolutely dominant. They just debuted the new Deeks throwback jerseys that are pretty sweet. That's what the game's coming up. I'm pretty sure it's
Whalers Nordiques tomorrow.
Yeah, and
Canes.
not a Hurricanes fan. But you would be hard pressed to find, honestly, a better jersey / logo in all of sports than that old school Whalers. It's absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. It's so good. I understand changing us to the Avs from the Nordiques. I feel like Carolina could have pulled off the Whalers logo, just meant the Carolina Whalers or something. Those jerseys are so absolutely sick.
The Hurricane stuff is cool, though. I do like the Hurricane stuff.
I like the warning flag stuff.
Yeah.
And I like the Canes. I don't like the swirling logos, goofy looking. The ad stuff's fine. I think they need a rebrand. That stuff, like, the
I like
logo's
it.
fine. There's just a lot going on with the pipe. You know what? It kind of, like, you could totally tell 90s. It looks like it looks like something you won at a carnival in the 90s, along with like your glass mirror at the dart balloon throwing thing with Def Leppard on it. It's just like, it's dated a little bit. I feel like we could refresh it a little bit.
The old school logos are the best.
I want to go back.
Every
Can we bring
time.
Howler back and go back to the freaking Bigfoot
Oh,
on the
because he
shoulder?
tried to kill somebody.
I mean, it happened. Statute limit. He didn't. He's got to be out on parole by now, right? I mean, Bernie's a Saint Bernard. I'm a Saint Bernard. Like, so that should be cool. But he's just kind of like, it's too Disney for me, right? Like, even like the Mighty Ducks dude looks like, I don't know his name, whatever, Wing. He looks like he's got an
Oh,
edge
Wild
to
Wing,
him.
I think.
Yeah, he's got an edge to him. Like Gritty's got a major edge to him. I want to bring Howler
Gritty's
back.
awesome.
Gritty, like when Gritty came out, people were like, "What the fuck is that thing?" Gritty is awesome. He might be the best mascot in all sports.
Everyone is trying to recreate Gritty now at this point.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's just like a complete maniac. He's pieing people in the faces, just trying to cause mayhem. Just looks like he's freaking raggedy and goofy looking dude though, but he fits that. That's perfect. So, other news, I don't love this. He was kind of, I wouldn't say he cleared the charges. He would settle, but Carter Hart to Vegas. I don't love that. I don't want to see, I think Carter Hart's a good goalie and Vegas does not need to get any tougher. So that sort of sucks, but we'll see what happens. We'll see if he has any rest to knock off after the, sitting on the sidelines for the last couple of years. Did you see that one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not too
Yeah.
thrilled, but last time a team got a dude that was sitting on the bench due to some legal trouble, he was garbage. And I'm talking about Deshaun Watson, so hopefully it's the same thing.
He's going to be the DW4 of NHL. Yeah.
It's possible.
I don't know. I hope so, because I don't want to see Vegas get any stronger. I mean, I still think they potentially have Marner with the stink of Toronto on him, even though it'll probably end up going the other way. But, I think the Avs just look like a championship built team. So, quick F1 hitters. We got, so they had what was the Grand Prix of the Americas? Is that in Austin or whatever? Excuse me. It looked pretty cool. Last weekend, Verstappen took it out of nowhere. It looked like literally a Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri battle for the championship. And then Verstappen has just like shoved his way into third place and like in striking distance with 4 to go. So that's going to get real. That's going to get really interesting real quick there. He looks like dominant the second half of the season. So barring something crazy happen, it's like a combination too of like Hayes looked dominant and McLaren's had some not 1-2 or 2-3 finishes. They've had some guys fall out on the order and they're just letting him close that gap. So that could get interesting. So anyway, I know you saw it. I'm gonna let you talk a little bit here on it. Wrestling season. We're like week and a half away, man, from college wrestling kicking off. I saw the Berg boys were back at it and working hard. I think wrestle offs are tomorrow night. So exciting.
Yep.
Checked out the rosters. A lot of boys on the squad, a lot of newcomers. They look like they gonna have a solid team this year. But yeah, college wrestling's back. What do you think?
Yeah, they got wrestle off tomorrow in the new field house. I was hoping it was going to be like on the weekend or something so I could pull up, but it's okay. Yeah, I think they start at Adrian like always, and then they're doing like their Mustache Mania earlier this year, and it's a double header with the men's and women's versus
cool.
John Carroll. And they're having 2 administrators from Heidelberg wrestle each other, like how
Oh, nice.
they kind
Are
of
the
did
women's?
last year.
So it's women's actually are having their first duel.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Well, first year for them too. I think they have a nice program, nice size roster for their first year. I'm pretty excited to see how well they do. I think their coach there, they got a heck of a coach, and she's all over it. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, I think they'll be pretty solid. They got the best singlets. Their stuff's cooler than the guys by far.
Oh,
So
shots fired. You may get a phone call over that one, but their stuff is pretty sweet looking. But yeah, no, I think they get a good program. They have some good young guys, some athletes on that team. It looks like he brought in some numbers, so that'll be exciting to see how they do. But yeah, they're at Adrian. I think some other highlights. They're hosting with the new field house. They'll be hosting the holiday duels, right? Instead of having them at Kalahari. So that'll be a fun one. Do you know where regional is this year?
nope.
No. I know they went south. I wasn't sure what they're doing. Switching over to the Division One scene. I was thinking, like, is this going to be the year that Penn State doesn't just run through everybody? But then I think I saw the U23 team, and I think they have like 7 of 10 weight classes are like Penn State guys, you know. And then I know what did they have? At least one on the senior team, so they're going to be tough as usual. I think Oklahoma State's coming. Um, you know, I don't know necessarily this year, but there's just a lot of buzz and excitement. Seems like a loose team. I've heard awesome things about the coaching they're getting down there. Dave just seems to be, he's the wrestler whisperer right now, man. He's saying the right things. He's just coming out of just being a highly competitive career. So I think he's just, it seems that from some of the guys that, you know, wrestled during the off season, some of the international stuff, like Dave's saying the right things. It's, you know, the coaching is making the difference in matches. So that's a good one. I think Iowa's on a decline. We'll see. I don't know how many more we're tough, gritty, grinded out seasons until, you know, they may be looking for a change with the Brands brothers. I don't know. We'll see. Michigan will be tough. I heard, I'll have to, you know, Marky Mark is going to see Michigan, Iowa in Iowa here this season, so we'll have to get his first-hand account on how that goes. But you know, other teams to look out for, you know, Big Ten teams, Ohio State. And I don't really know what, you know, I feel like they sneakily are already getting tough guys, and they have guys that can compete. You know, they have Mendez is coming back, so we shall see. I don't know if they're going to be in competition for a trophy. NC State's another one. I don't know if they will be. I think they lost some guys, but you know, pop recruits down there. So we shall see. But I'm excited for wrestling. And I think where nationals are in Ohio this year, are they not? I think they are.
Oh,
I
actually, I think
think
they
it's
are in Cleveland.
yeah,
So
and
we're gonna have to pull
Rocket
up.
Mortgage. I think we need to hit up Rocket Mortgage, get a crew. I'll
I'm
tailgate for a
going.
D1
I'm for sure
tournament.
going to that.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it up. Yeah, and then we still got to get our boys trip together. Sounding like me and Nate are gonna go wreak havoc on the Ravens Browns game, so that should be pretty fun here. What weekend is that?
The
Weekend of the
16th, I think.
16th. That should be pretty fun. So plan on getting rowdy. We'll have to get some man on the street interviews going for that one. That should be pretty fun, but looking forward to that. Uh, um, yeah, you know, that's about all I had on there. We seem like we got through a lot today. It's
Mm-hmm.
craziness, but got look ahead to next episode. We got special guest Bear, aka Russell. You may know Russell as seen in the movie Up with her balloons. Um, showing on here. We've all committed to doing a marathon next year. So, you know, we've covered the first hurdle, which is creating a Strava group so that we can basically just guilt each other at dog shit. And marathons in May, you know, I would say early prediction out of the gate. I'm going to easily smoke my boy Nate over here. That's no knock on Nate. You know, I'm just, you know, I'm older, 51. Superior elite athletes never die. And, you know, in the training will be brutal. You know, some of the competitions leading up to there, I'm not going to say. But when, you know, when the lights come on in May for the Cleveland Marathon, you know, that's where I truly show my class and rise to the top. So, you know, I coming in second is no shame to me, Nate. I, you know, don't.
Here's the thing. Even if this all comes to fruition, because we do
Oh, what's
like
happening?
to say stuff and then not do it.
Wait a minute.
I
Are
will
you
not.
saying that our family is prone to hyperbole?
Yeah.
No.
So here's the thing. If this does happen, I refuse to lose. I would rather die on that course than lose to either of you. Even if
Yeah.
it's like we all run together for the most part and then I sprint at the end, there is literally no chance I'm losing. No chance. I swear I will. If it seems like I might be losing, like I'm getting to the end of the race and someone's ahead of me, I'll jump in front of a car before I accept defeat. I'm not going out unless I win.
Well,
With that being said, I thought you were doing a marathon or half marathon this past year, so we'll see if you
okay.
actually
Well, let me just say
lace
something.
them up and get going. We'll see if that
I
happens.
trained. I have trained. I have recorded media of myself training last year. That was Russell. Russell Flake. Russell is like, I'm just
Why
trying
are you calling her Russell?
Because she's a little guy. She reminds me of him from Up, and that's just their name.
Okay.
Russell the bear. Halloween's coming up. I'm really trying to incent the costume for her because I know she's always looking for a good one. So I think that'll be perfect. You know, she pulled out, I'm just trying to graduate, bro. You know, I had graduation week and there was a lot going on. So you're not going to pin that one on me. But my game plan
you
is
can run the marathon by yourself. You claim it's going to be a race.
Well,
so
it is.
You didn't have to
it's
do it
literally.
if you're racing, you're going to be running by yourself. So you didn't have to. You could have done it alone. You didn't have to do it with Claire.
Because I'm a swell guy. My plan is I'm going to have a 6-pack. I'll be on my 3rd beer. I'll save 2 for you. I figure by the time I'm on my 3rd beer, you'll be coming in. You can knock those out by the time you finish your 2nd one. Russell, aka the bear, should be making her rounds at the halfway mark, and we could drive down there.
We can go pick her up.
You can go down there, like time out. Imagine that little guy when anything bad happens or is miserable.
This sucks.
Put her in the middle of the marathon.
I hate this. I'm never doing this ever again.
Okay, new plan. We all have to get mic'd up for this because I'm not going to be with her around mile 13 or 14. And I just want to hear the dialogue. I hate you. That guy sucks. I'm so angry. She's going to be talking crap when she's on mile 5 because it's an out and back and there's just like 6 world-class athletes doing like 5-minute miles coming back the other way. I'm like mile 18 and she's just flaming on them, talking crap to them. I need it. I need like audio evidence recording so that we can hear it after the fact. So definitely is going to happen, but you know, I'll let you
think. What are you starting to train?
I'm already training. If I'm being honest, I've been training for, months now. And, as all superior athletes do, a well-rounded training plan starts with the mind. So I've been working on my mind.
Mental reps.
My athletic mind, doing my mental reps. I see myself putting on those little running shorts. I see myself lacing up the shoes. I see myself running through those shin splints that I'll undoubtedly have. Yeah, I can, and then, it's a lot, it's visualization, so every Saturday, Sunday, Friday night, when I'm cracking a cold one, I'm visualizing that same cold one I'm going to be drinking at the finish line after 26.2 miles. That all goes into it. I'm like mentally training myself to see myself as a winner at the finish line every time I curl up one of those 12-ounce cans. So,
So you're not going to start training. This is basically a moral of the story.
Listen, I've been doing me and OLGBs, green beans, have been going out doing some elite level 50-plus-year-old walking in the neighborhood, which, with that rapscallion Sam with us trying to get her goggles off the entire walk. I mean, like, there's a little cross training going on in there. I saw a snake the other day. I ran away from that snake when I had to get around it. So, I'm slowly working myself in. When did you start training?
I'm going for a run right after we hang up here. I'm in my running outfit.
I'm going to go for a run too.
Okay, bet.
And I don't know why'd you furrow your brow at the little run? Wear your little joggers. It's going to be May. You're going to be sweating your nards off. You're going to be like, I wish I had some like 3-inch inseam nylon New Balance running shorts.
Okay.
The running shorts you wear on like a Friday night.
I don't know what you're saying.
I'm just trying to dog on you because I can.
Well, it didn't work. Okay.
Whatever. Well, joke's on you. Whatever. All right. Well, like I said, eventful week, challenge video difficulties. We went 3-0 last weekend with Avs, Irish, Browns. Exciting times going into this week. Our march towards the playoffs starts. Website's up. We're training for marathons over here. It doesn't get much better than this. So, anyway, that's all I got. Any parting thoughts, Nate?
I'm going to dust you in the marathon. I'm going to go run 26 miles probably just for fun after this, but something slight. But no, go Browns,
okay, bro.
go Irish, go Avs, go Cavs. I think that's it.
Throw a little go Berg, even though it's an intermatch.
Oh, all right,
But
go Berg.
go Lady Berg. Open up the season, setting the tone for a long history of dubs over John Carroll. So hope it goes down. But otherwise, we'll catch you all next week. Stay cool.
Comeback beat kicks in crowd noise, whistle blows.